Hello and welcome back. I saw this little story bouncing around on the internet about pagers going off, and I was kind of confused about what was going on. So I did a little deep dive into, got on the internet, started doing some research, and I found this article. There's several articles about it, but this kind of talks about what's going on, and it's a pretty crazy story. So I'm just going to get into and I'm going to read this article. This one is on Vox. I just went into it because it actually talked a little bit more about what actually happened and their thoughts of how it happened.
Okay.
So let me read this to you and we'll discuss it. So what we know about the hundreds of pager explosions in Lebanon and Syria. It's a dangerous escalation in the conflict between Hezbollah and Israel
Mm.
as the war in Gaza rages on. So apparently, let's see, Tuesday, hundreds of pagers exploded simultaneously in Lebanon and Syria on Tuesday in an attack that apparently targeted members of Hezbollah, the Iranian-backed
Islamist.
Islamist militant organization and Lebanese political party.
Hmm.
It comes amid rising tensions between Hezbollah and Israel as the war in Gaza rages on without any end in sight. At least
Wow.
9 people were killed, including members of Hezbollah and a child, the AP reported. More than 2,800 were injured, including the Iranian ambassador to Lebanon, with over 200 people in critical condition, according to the Lebanese health ministry. Most of the injuries were hand injuries.
Mm.
Hospitals in Beirut have been overwhelmed with patients and are asking the public to donate blood. Hezbollah officials have blamed Israel for the attack. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, have declined to comment on whether Israel forces were behind it. Israel officials did, however, say earlier this week that the country could soon escalate its ongoing operations against Hezbollah. Hezbollah is allied with Hamas, the militant group behind the October 7th attack on Israel that sparked the latest war in Gaza, and has grown impatient with stalled ceasefire negotiations over the Palestinian territory,
Hmm.
ramping up hostilities and preparing for a possibility of broader war.
Hmm.
Um, let's see. The mechanism behind the explosion is unclear. The AP reported. The pagers used lithium batteries and heated up before exploding. Lithium batteries can overheat, catch on fire, and lead to explosions when they are damaged or improperly used, charged, or stored.
Does it say how? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. Does it say how many there were?
How many pagers?
Hundreds? Just says hundreds.
Yeah, it just says hundreds. I don't know a total.
I'm just trying to. I'm like thinking like how this happened. How they get all heat up at the
Yeah, I
same
don't know.
time.
It kind of talks about it a little bit as we go on in the story.
Okay.
Let's see. Where was I? Um,
Lead to
some
explosions when they are
Some
damaged or improper.
security experts believe compact bombs were placed in the pagers.
Okay.
Sky News Arabia reported that an explosive heat sensitive chemical called
Okay.
oh,
Mm.
peneth,
Pen-
te, te, oh,
Pentaerythritol.
tannerite.
Ten, tet,
Te,
tetran nitrate.
tetrahydrite.
Tetranitrate.
PENT.
PETN.
Let's just go with
PETN.
that.
PETN.
Petin.
Yeah.
was
Something.
was put in the pagers and that their battery temperatures were remotely increased, triggering the explosion. That's crazy. To think that they would have had to have had access to all these pagers that were given out.
You know where my mind goes.
My mind is going, if they can do that with those pagers, who's to say that they're not going to do the
Well,
same thing with.
so I saw a video and I didn't realize that's what this was because it was just a quick
Yeah.
video. It wasn't really any context. I could tell it was in another country, but it appeared, and maybe we can find it. It appeared to be a mail carrier who was on foot. He had a bag, like
Yeah.
a messenger bag, a mail bag, and it looked like it was in some kind of a market, and it did look like it was in a foreign country, Middle East somewhere. And all of a sudden, something exploded. Like he was, I guess, looking in his bag or getting something to hand to someone, and then it exploded and it threw him back, and he was laying on the ground, and then everyone else just kind of fled. No one helped him. I kind of felt bad for the guy, but I didn't know what it was. I didn't know it was a pager. So I'm wondering if they're like work pagers.
Yeah.
For, were they all mail couriers, or did they work, or maybe it just appeared to be a mail courier, but could have been some other kind of courier. It could have been a company.
Yeah.
And they might turn them in and then get them. It might be a thing where because I'm like you, like how do they have access to these things?
I mean, how do they know who was going to have them? Is this something that was just a widespread? And that's one thing. It doesn't really go into that.
They may not know.
But I was kind of something else I read. It was kind of like it was more widespread, other than just Hezbollah people that were associated with Hezbollah. Like there was, it. I don't know.
Like there were other just civilians
other civilians or people who had pagers, and they had possibly went off as well, all during the same time, because this was like all a coordinated attack. It all happened at one time.
It's very unusual. It's very strange.
Yeah. And see here it says Israel has weaponized personal communication devices against its adversaries in the past. It used an exploding phone to kill a Hamas bomb maker in 1996. See, that's what I'm worried about right there. Okay, so can they do that to any phone, or did they have to tamper with the phone?
Like you're able to use whatever mechanisms inside of it to turn it into a bomb, like remotely? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It says Israel is also known for its sophisticated electronic surveillance capabilities, as well as its ability to hack cell phones and computers. Before Tuesday's attack, Hezbollah commander Fouad Shukr was killed in July. An Israeli missile strike after he received a mysterious phone call instructing him to go to the 7th floor of his building in Beirut. After that attack, Hezbollah reportedly stopped using cell phones in favor of pagers and couriers who deliver messages in person. So that's probably what it was that you've seen. Someone had a courier, and he probably had a pager telling, giving him a message of who to deliver a message to. So that's probably what you saw, one of their couriers exploding. The group has used a private fixed line telecommunications network since the early 2000s.
Okay, but I'm just like, up here when it says that the Hezbollah commander was killed in a July Israeli missile strike after he received a mysterious phone call instructing him to go to the 7th floor of his building in Beirut, like, will you just go to the 7th floor so we can shoot you with a missile?
Yeah.
What?
And so
That's crazy.
I'm not real sure about that one, because I think that was a story that it was a missile strike is what was released. But I read some articles that said that there was actually that the IDF had someone planted inside Hezbollah, and they actually put a bomb inside the building that he was at, and it was there for 6 to 8 months before it ever went off. And then whenever they knew for sure that he was there and where he was at, they remote detonated the bomb. That's what I heard the true story was, that it wasn't a missile strike.
Interesting.
But this is what was reported, that it was a missile strike. I don't know. Like I said, I think that's what I read.
It's so hard to know what really happened.
No.
That's really, really wild, though. It's strange. It's crazy. Like, it's just crazy to think that people use pagers anymore.
Well,
that's not the crazy part, but
this kind of goes on, and it just kind of talks about their conflict. It doesn't really say anything else more about
the actual
event. Yeah. So that's I just I thought that was pretty strange because it said 9 people dead for sure, and then more than 2,800 were injured,
And 200 in critical condition.
and 200 in critical condition.
Some serious little bombs in these little
Yeah.
pagers.
So
Wow.
that just
To kill? That's crazy.
I just wonder
That's
if
crazy.
I wonder if somehow if Israel was behind it. Did they get access to these pagers ahead of time, or are they just able to make the
But
lithium batteries go off
seriously, like,
on
how
their
does
own?
that, how would that work? They'd have to take the pagers, get someone to go in and
Yeah.
steal them. If they're from this, and they'd all have to be from the same place, maybe.
Yeah,
Or what
Or
would
they
make
owned
more
it.
sense,
they owned the store where they were sold.
or they compromised the maker of said pagers
Yeah,
and had someone on the inside of this company that made the pagers. Because how many people make pagers anymore? I mean,
yeah.
there can't be that many companies
Well,
out there that make
the
pagers. I
problem
could be
with
wrong, though. I don't
the
know.
The apparent problem with that is, yes, I think that could happen.
Well, you could be
But
like, do
how
you want your
know-
pager with the bomb or
But
without
how
the
do
bomb?
you know? How do you know
I'm
who to
kidding.
give
It's not funny.
the pager to? How many of these pagers were given to innocent people? You know, how many of these people that were killed or innocent or you know,
I would
critically-
think. I
critically
mean, I
hurt
don't know.
the actual
I don't know,
Hezbollah
and this
people?
is complete speculation here. But I would imagine that there's probably not too many Palestinians with. Oh, this is in Lebanon.
This was in Lebanon
never
and
mind.
Syria.
Never mind. I don't know.
This is
I
Lebanon
was gonna say
and
there's
Syria.
probably not too many Palestinians running around with pagers, but like just civilians. But I have no idea about Lebanon and Syria.
I saw.
I would just think that they might just be kind of like a use them for work kind
Mm-hmm.
of a thing. Like if they had them, it's because they use them for their job. But then why are they going after the couriers? But like you said, maybe because if they use people to carry messages in person, because the messages, you know, they have to be delivered in person,
Yeah.
then maybe so. I mean, I guess, yeah, just to
Yeah.
keep the person from delivering the message.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, don't kill the messenger. Literally killing the messenger. That's what's happening. So, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a band, Killing the Messenger?
I don't know.
I think it was. Like when I was saying that, I was like, wait, I think that's a band name.
Okay, so this is. Let's see what this is.
That's the video I was talking about. Oh, dang.
I don't know if we should show this.
No, I don't think so.
Well, that's fine.
Well,
So
it's
this
just
is
an injured guy.
Yeah, this is a guy injured. You can see that he had a pager on his hip that blew up. This is
someone's
another one.
leg. This is the video that I saw.
Yeah, see it?
See,
Yeah, so he looked like a courier of some sort.
and it looks like the people are just like, what happened?
Yeah.
What's going on? I'm like, this poor guy, and like no one is helping him. And this is clearly a video, like a camera that's
Like
in
a store
camera.
Yeah. Well. So this is the hospital. I guess after after all these pagers went off.
I can't believe what he is. Which, I don't know, it's a different country. Sometimes we have to remind ourselves that
This is what I saw. I saw this
things
little
are
video
different in
here.
other countries. I just don't understand, like,
So this is what it says about this is open source or open source intel, and they say over here it's this is a developing story and all information is preliminary with numbers and info subject to change.
Very
Roughly
true.
an hour ago, Hezbollah's encrypted pager devices began simultaneously exploding across Lebanon including in Damascus. Initial reports from Lebanon estimate around 1,000 plus casualties so far. Wow, that's 1,000 casualties. That's a lot different from the 9 that we. Hezbollah has instructed all of its militants to immediately discard their pagers, calling this the most significant security breach they've ever encountered. Iran's Mehr News Agency reports that Majtaba Amani, Iran's
Mashtaba Amani, I don't know.
ambassador to Lebanon, was injured when a pager exploded.
Wow.
So yeah, that's pretty
crazy that one article says 9 people died, but then said 2,800 were injured and 200 were critically
So this
injured.
I don't know if this is one of the pagers or it just says, or just people to stay away from pagers and wireless devices.
Wow.
Wow.
Just crazy times we're living in. I feel like I keep saying that every day.
Yeah, this is crazy.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
And I know some people might be like, well, they're, but I'm just like, I don't know. Anyone getting hurt is not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Especially if they have nothing to do with.
Ooh, there's another one just blew up.
That looks like is that like a cash?
Oh, he was on his hip,
register?
right on the guy's hip. He was at a
Cash
store or
register?
something. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, these are just civilians
Well, we don't know if they're civilians.
from
or
what it looks like. I mean,
yeah.
well, they're wearing street clothes. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean,
Well,
what
I
it
mean,
appears,
they
it
don't-
appears.
They don't wear uniforms, like our military do.
Oh, what do I know?
Yeah. I mean, I think most of the terrorists like that, they wear normal clothes. It's easy for them to hide.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that was an interesting story.
I thought the whole point of
It's,
wearing camouflage was to not be seen.
Yeah, when you're hunting.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in urban camouflage because they're in the city.
Oh.
They're dressed
urban
like,
camouflage.
Urban, yeah, because they're
Thanks for
dressed like
Thanks for clarifying
like-
that. I was
they're
confused.
dressed like normal people.
I can't believe I've gone my
that's
entire life
their
not knowing
camouflage.
this. What would I
That's
do
their
without you,
camouflage.
babe?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I found that article just to say, be careful with your pagers
Yeah,
and your cell phones. Don't piss anybody off.
I guess.
But anyway,
I'm sure we'll hear more about this.
Yeah, we probably will. That did happen Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. Yeah,
Today's Tuesday. It happened today.
Yeah, it happened today. Wow.
Literally every day, it's something
Yeah.
else.
Well, anyway, I just wanted to share that story with you. That was pretty interesting. But anyway, I think I've said about all I want to say about this.
Yeah, I know. It's like we don't really know much more. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very, very breaking news today is when it happened, and I think the fact that we even had that much information probably is.
And I'm sure we'll hear more about it, and I'm sure we'll hear that there's a lot of civilians
Which I hate.
hurt
I hate that.
Yeah. Will we ever find out who's really behind it? No, we probably won't. But anyway, I guess we're gonna call this one. Just want to say thank you to everyone who stayed to the end.
Yes.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.
Yes, please.
And
For those of you that have, we thank you very much for your support.
Yep. And until next time, we'll see y'all.